I'm handy with shovels. Tonight I'm going to show you how to do a frontside lip slide on a curb with a sidewalk. Okay, my foot placement going in for the lip slide is as you see it here. My right foot is the front, just on top of the front bolts there and kind of in the pocket of the bend on the nose. My back foot, I have it in away from the tail. I'm burying the back truck. I'm standing right on top of the bolts. And I like my toe on the inside of the board a little bit because we're going to use our heels a little bit to push this trick along. And I keep my back foot more or less where it is here because I don't want the back of the board getting too heavy. And if the back of the board gets too heavy, then the wheels will scrub out and it'll cause us to stop. So that's why I have my feet like this going into it. All right. Okay, before we get into the mechanics of doing a lip slide, something to keep in mind when you go get yourself a curb situated, you want to definitely find a curb to where when your board is in the sliding position that your wheels are either off the ground or off the sidewalk on the top. If they're both touching, it's not going to work. It's going to be really hard. So in addition to finding yourself a curb of a good height, so you can see my front wheels are not on the ground, it's not a bad idea to wax the sidewalk, at least initially, where your back wheels are going to be streaking across. The trick's going to have a tendency for the wheels to drag either on the front or on the top, and if they're going across the top, it just makes things a little bit easier if it's got a little bit of a wax on it, so it'll slide easier. In addition to the actual edge of the curb itself, you may want to spread a little bit of wax down on the face of the curb as well in the event that your front wheels are scrubbing along the curb. And this is just to get things going until you get used to it and situated. But these are things that are definitely helpful. So look for a curb of the right height and get some wax action going there to make it easier on yourself when you learn this thing. Okay, foot placement for this thing. Front foot just on top of the bolts, right in the bend of the nose. Back foot right on top of the back truck, toe just on the inside of the rail. So we're gonna approach this thing at an angle that's comfortable, and the thing to get used to is you want to approach it at an angle to when you fling off the nose and land in the slide, that you land perpendicular to the direction of the curb. So you want to land like this, and if at all possible, you want to land closer to the front truck, so that way right when you land, you're sliding and in the correct position. There's not a lot of effort and energy wasted shuffling around and losing your balance or sticking on the ground or on the sidewalk and stopping. So when you go to fling to get on this thing, again, your angle, you'll have to tinker with it. I'd go probably about this, which is, I'm thinking about a 45. When you fling off the nose, you want to go swift and quick. And it's not, there's no nollie, there's no lazy like G-turn style of turn to it. It's a real quick fling off the nose. And when you land, you want to land shoulders parallel with the board and knees slightly bent and feet in the same position as it was when we started. And if anything, you look down right here at the front truck and your knees are slightly bent. And if you land like this, you're sliding. And you keep a little bit more weight on the front of the trucks here, so that way if these wheels are dragging, they're not fully dragging, skidding out. They're more like gliding across. So when you're sliding and looking, when you're ready to come out, you turn your shoulders to the direction you want to go. So you'll turn your shoulders forward, and you'll relax your stance a little bit, and this toe side wheel will catch as the board turns, and it'll just pull you right off. It's that simple. So the hardest part is there's two things that are kind of tricky learning this. The fling, to get it to land correctly, so you don't land like this, where your wheels scrub here and here, or overturned, same thing, scrubbing and scrubbing. That's one of the hard things, as well as coming in with enough, trusting yourself and coming in with enough speed to where you fling it and you land, you're gonna slide. So if you can get over those two things, and even if you land like this and just come to a screeching stop on these back wheels, if you landed like this, you're in business. It's just a matter of getting used to leaning a little bit more towards the front truck, and if you can do that, you'll correct this part, and then you'll slide. You'll be able to make it. So that's the hardest thing to get used to, those two things. And if it's easier, you can practice the fling on an area that doesn't slide, and just get used to flinging yourself up and landing like this. Even though you're just gonna stop, if you can make it like this, and then you can come at it with speed after you get more confidence and a little bit of a wax surface, and before long you'll be sliding. So go get it, it's not that hard. A couple things to overcome if you're not used to it, but you can do it. So remember, just quick off the front, travel with the board so it's landing right squarely underneath you, and then you can do it.